Hey guys, Jeremy Locke here again, a member of the U.S. Army Special Forces, Green Beret, with another survival tip. Today we're going to be talking about your 72-hour go bag and the top 5 most essential items to place within that go bag. I'm going to get into it more in depth here in a second, but I'm going to start off with the categories. So we're going to start with documents, medical, food, water, and shelter. And we'll move over here and I'll show you a little bit more in depth on how we're going to get this done. All right, so obviously, the first thing we're going to start off with is a proper bag for our 72-hour go bag. So we're going to need to fit 3 days worth of stuff within this bag. So having a larger bag that's going to be comfortable when you're carrying it is pretty essential. We want something usually about 40 liters or larger. These little rucksacks, this Osprey is awesome. It's got multiple compartments. It's got a spot down here in the bottom for your sleeping bag and plenty of room to place your items within it. If you don't have something like this, that's fine. You can use backpacks, you can use rucksacks, you can use duffel bags, you can use gym bags, whatever you got. The important thing is that you have a container to put all of your essential items within. So now we have that, we'll start with our first category. First category is our documents. So we're gonna keep our documents within something that's gonna keep them organized. And one of the most important documents that we're gonna have in here, aside from your passport and your ID, is you're actually gonna have a packing list. The packing list is just going to have a list of all the essential items that you have placed within your go bag. That way, if you need to go back and take a look at stuff or you remove something, you know to check it off and you can re-add the stuff back inside of it. Also within here, we're gonna have some sort of currency, preferably for the country that you're in or somewhere you might have to move to. Identification, anything medical related, medical records that you might need to carry with you. And your passport is going to be very key. The next category we're going to have is medical. I look at medical at 2 separate areas. I look at it as preventive medicine. I look at it as post-incident medicine. So for preventive medicine, we just want to keep ourselves clean. Things are going to be chaotic, dirty. There's going to be a lot of bacterium, a lot of pathogens, all sorts of stuff that's out there. So easy way to take care of that is just to use something like hand sanitizer that's going to kill all these germs. Make sure you wipe down any surfaces, stuff that you're gonna be eating from, just be as clean as possible. Now, if that doesn't work and you do get sick, make sure you pack some medicine, anything lightweight that you can take with you, and you can use that as you're going. You do wanna have some basic medical supplies within your go bag. Something as simple as gauze. This little can here is pretty cool. It's a survival kit in a sardine. Has some sanitizers, matches, it has alcohol swabs. All sorts of cool little stuff you can find on the internet that'll give you some basic things, band-aids for minor scrapes and bruises. But for larger problems, if there's a hurricane, tourniquet is really big and important to have. If you can stop the loss of blood and get seen to a provider, you're gonna save a lot of life. So if you guys can find a tourniquet, use a belt, something like that. Next topic we're gonna move on to is food. So important thing when you're packing your food, obviously you want to have something that has a long shelf life, something that's going to be non-perishable, so you're not going to want to throw bananas and fruit and grapes and stuff inside of your go bag. You're going to want to have stuff that's going to last for a while. Freeze-dried, high in protein, high in calories. These are really important to keep yourself going. Just make sure you have something that's going to give you the energy that you need to survive. So these Mountain House meals are awesome. You're just going to boil some water, you'll add it to it. They actually taste pretty good, and this is going to give you a ton of calories, and it will keep you moving on. Simple things such as peanut butter, high in protein, high in calories, and then of course you can find all these different protein bars and stuff like that to bring with you. So the next category we're going to get into water. It's recommended that you have a gallon of water a day or 4 quarts, but in an emergency situation you can get by with half of that, so 2 quarts of water a day. Whether you bring the water with you, now you're looking at having 6 quarts of water per person for those 72 hours, so it's gonna start getting kind of heavy. So another options are bringing ways to chemically treat water with iodine tablets, or some of these aftermarket products like a Life Straw that you can get that will filter your water, or if you're gonna bring like a jet boil or something, or find a fire source and you can boil your water. So those are different options, but the key takeaway is you want to have at least 6 quarts of water per person in that go bag, or the ability to procure 6 quarts of water through that 72-hour process. So the last category is shelter. Shelter is going to be super important. Some items you want to bring in there for your shelter is a sleeping bag. It's going to obviously depend on the environment you're in, if you're going to have a nice warm heavy one or a light cool one, but Sleeping bags are important. You can get bivy sacks that go over the top of these. They're waterproof. They're gonna help keep you warm and dry, and which will help you not be sick. Also, these little hammocks, these are awesome. They're very compressible. They're lightweight. You can get all sorts of different accessories for them, whether it be tarps that go over the top of them. So these are super easy to pack and they are very convenient. So stuff like that is amazing. Just make sure that with shelter, you just have the ability to keep yourself dry and keep yourself warm. So that's the important thing there. All right, guys, so what we covered was the top 5 essential items you're gonna need in your go bag. Started with documents, moved on to medical, food, water, and shelter. Obviously, this isn't everything that you're gonna have inside of your go bag, but this is gonna be the most important stuff that you can pack to have a successful go bag. You're gonna hopefully have room for other things such as knives, fire sources, extra clothing, extra pair of boots. But if you don't have time to do all that, you don't have the means for all that, just make sure you get these essential items into that go bag and you will have a successful 72-hour go bag. So thank you guys again for listening. If you like what you see, just go ahead and hit the like button, comment, subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed the tip.